helpful. It will. Hi guys, sorry. I was trying to get my Instagram to go live and it's not. Okay, so I'm not live on Instagram. Sorry about that, unless it actually did it. And I didn't realize. How's it going? It's Thursday. Let me turn off my music. What's new? Finally summer here in Idaho. Loving it. When you hop on, say hi to me, let me know you're here. So every Thursday, I go live and I do a segment called Thrifty Thursday Transformations. It is where I take items that I've either thrifted or garage saled or found in the closet and turn them into something, pretty instead of throwing them away. I try to get you to think outside of the box and do new things with the stuff you have laying around. Now I have like all these pieces sitting in front of me are pieces that I started and I never finished. I have a lot of half-done projects. Anybody else who wants to join me? Gary Ann's over here raising her hands. Oh, I want to show you guys my nails before we go further. Let's see if I can get it there. I don't think I can. Focus. Damn camera. They're butterflies. Look at. Oops. It's hard for me to look at the camera and do it at the same time. Anyhow, my daughter did them for me last night. They're so pretty in real life, like so pretty. Sorry, camera. Stop focusing. There I am. Hi, Des. So anyhow, I have a lot of half-done projects. I'm not alone. Tell me that I am not alone. Because I know we all have, like we start something, we skip to something else. So that's what I pulled out today. Let me show you. Let me point you down. So I have this one. It's got like the base coat on it. I've got this really pretty purple. It's been sitting in my back room for probably 2 years. I put this mold. So what happened was it broke. This is one of those thin resin ones. It broke a hole in it. So I put this mold on it. And I never finished painting it. So we're going to do that one. Here's another one. This is like a candle stand. This is heavy. So I can use this as a riser or something. I put a mold on it forever ago. It's sitting in my stash of crap, right? Des does hi, Gary. Hi. So I thought we would do that. What do you guys think? And then I have this one that I pulled out that I haven't done anything to, which I think this is super cool. It is a like a leaf thing. Like it would be cool on a mantle to give you some height on a. It's made of wood. It's a little shiny. So if we have time, we can do that one too. I was like, why not just pull out some stuff? That one I haven't started yet, but my entire back closet, this thing back here, is full of thrift store stuff that I buy every time I go. So this one has some texture on it and some turquoise paint. Help me decide what colors to put over the top. Dark blue, white, green, yellow. It doesn't have to be turquoise. Tan. Any ideas? Any help? Help me. I didn't pull the one. I have one out there right now that's green. It's green. Yeah, but I don't always do them to match because who's going to have, this is big. This is like big. This is a couple feet, probably 2 feet by 2 feet. So, I mean, how often would you have two matching ones, right? Oh, you worked hard to finish a project before starting one, Des? Well, congratulations. Good girl. Tell us your secrets, oh wise woman. I know, I start a lot of them and then I get, I got to do something else. I get bored too. That's why I always have like 3 or 4 projects going at the same time in my workspace. Like I'll paint 3 or 4 dressers or buffets at the same time because I get bored. So I'm thinking, let's stick in the turquoise hue of life and kind of see what we have. Just grab a couple colors. Let me just grab. I've got this Missoulians I used yesterday, and the lid's off of it, so it's going to dry out. So let's use it. I don't know what color it is. It's teal. And then I have a little bit of Stella Luna, which is dark, and maybe a brighter color. Let's just pull on Missoulian, if that's what I'm using. And then we'll go from there. I don't even know what color this is. Like I said, I painted it along, where I put a base coat and then let me grab it. So what's everybody doing today? Des, what you doing today? You working? Or are you off already? A little bit of this teal. Yeah, my lid doesn't fit on anymore because I didn't put Vaseline on it, so paint's gonna dry out anyhow. So I may as well just use that before it does that. This is called Blue Willow. This is pretty. This is like a cobalt. This is equivalent to like Dixie Belle's cobalt blue. Stella Luna is a very dark blue. Got goober in it. Big old long goober. Hold on. Okay, goober. A plant goober. Okay, let me sit down. Oh, you started painting your chicken house, huh? So let's just grab a little bit of everything and just kind of put it on there. I'm just going to kind of tap it on. I'm not really sure what I want to do, whether I want to brush it on, maybe. This has texture on it already, so I don't know. You need a. So Des started painting her chicken diva den house. So you have a like a new coop, chicken coop. Is that what you're doing? Your chickens are divas. You know, bougie chickens, Desiree. Chickens are really like. I just got these cute chicken signs in like for like a to put her on your hen house or whatever. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So fun. Like I said, I never know what color I'm going to do until I go live with you guys. If you want me to add a color to this, just holler and let me know. So I am sending out an email, hopefully in the morning. We had it going out last night, but the internet went out, so we didn't get to send it out. So we're going to try to send it out, I think, in the morning. That starting next week, we're going to go to summer hours. And what that means is we're going to go from 10 to 4, Tuesday through Friday, and 10 to 3 on Saturdays. I have found, and I've pulled up some reports, nobody shops during the week after 4 o'clock. Very seldomly will anybody come in. And even if they do shop, they're not really, they're more just looking. So I wouldn't mind giving myself an extra hour at home in the summer, right? In the winter, like, yeah, I'll stay here all night because I have all my painting stuff here. In the summer, I want to go home. I want to be outside. I want to go sit in my pool, spend time with my husband, play with the babies. So, yeah. So I'm just dipping into these different colors and just doing it. You got chickens last Thursday? Are they baby chickens? Baby chickens? Tawny, who's our macrame gal, she's a crazy chicken lady right now. She bought a chicken coop from another one of my vendors, and really pretty cool big one. And put it in her backyard, and now every day she does reels on her chicken. I love it. They're so stinking cute. And at least they provide for you, right? So our really good, our neighbor has chickens, and he brings us over eggs like every other day. We eat a lot of eggs, me and my husband. The one thing that we do eat a lot of, we eat a lot of eggs. We like eggs. He brings us over eggs all the time, so I got a supply. I got my supply. So I'm just kind of dipping into the Stella Luna, which is like the navy blue, the teal, the cobalt blue, and just kind of rubbing it on. What that's doing is kind of bringing up this texture that's on this piece. I'm not really using any rhyme or reason as to what colors I'm dipping in and why. I'm just using the same brush and just kind of hitting all of them sporadically. 10 to 11 weeks old, and they're already laying. Woo, woo, woo. You gonna be the egg lady? You just have a little egg stand. I mean, with the price of eggs, right? You may as well. And then they eat all your scraps, like if you have a garden. So who else's garden is doing really well now that the weather's kind of gotten warm, right? Here in Idaho. So if you guys are new to my channel, we are located in Nampa, Idaho. It's just right out of our capital, which is Boise, not very far. I have a storefront in downtown Nampa, which is a cute little historic type of downtown. Lots of little cute home decor, stores, restaurants, thrift stores, stuff like that down here. So if you've never made the trek to Nampa, come on down and see us. There's a little bit of everything down here. So, like I said, every Thursday I come on. Now, since I'm changing my hours next week, I may do Thrifty Thursday a little bit earlier. Is that going to be okay with you guys? I generally do it at 4 to like 4:30, but if I'm going to close at 4, I could still do it at 4, but I think maybe I'll come on at like 3:30. Maybe just a half an hour earlier. I always like to come on at 4 because I have a lot of friends from the East Coast. And so that kind of helps them like get done with dinner. And us here in Idaho, 4 o'clock is before we're doing all that stuff. Maybe we're just getting done with our work day or what have you. So I'm thinking next week I'm going to switch to Thursday to 3:30. Another thing that I'm going to start doing, this is really pretty, is starting in, I think I'm going to do it in July because I got a lot of stuff going on between now and then. Is I am going to start doing a once a week, maybe twice a week, live online sale, meaning Facebook Live. That's what I mean by live. Selling of stuff in the store. Now, the benefit of that is if you can't get down here, and I will ship. So everything that I'm going to show is going to be able to be shipped. A lot of us are just having a hard time getting out of our houses. We're such a online buy it kind of place, right? With all the online retailers, I am just as guilty as everybody else. But it's gotten to the point where people just aren't out and about as much as they used to be. So I thought, why not come to you? Since so many of my followers do not live in Idaho, a big, huge portion of them don't live here. I would start doing some lives and showing you products and shipping them out for you. It's going to help me. It's going to help you. I mean, gas ain't cheap. So, and we will ship it. So that's my plan. I'm going to get through my husband's big birthday party that we're having at my house the last week of June, first week of July. But after that, I will be all geared up. And I think, tell me you guys what you think. I'm going to ask you first. I'm thinking Tuesdays at 4. 4 o'clock Mountain Time, which is the time zone that we are on in Idaho, which would be 6 o'clock Eastern. Does anybody have like conflicts on Tuesdays? The thing is, you can watch the replay, and if the items are still available, because sometimes I will have multiple. And I'll do giveaways and stuff like that for likes and shares and, you know, all the things. So I used to do it a lot during COVID. I did live sales all the time because we were all at home, right? This is cool. This really turned out pretty. So it's just kind of like it's a blue with the turquoise coming through, just kind of sporadic. Like I said, you don't have to do a lot of anything to make something pretty and make it updated. A little more of the dark blue down here. What do you guys think? Is a Tuesday a good day for you? And if it's really successful and people want it more often, I might do it like a couple days a week. You know, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. I don't. So I know that a lot of people have gone that route because of convenience. And that's pretty. That turned out great. So you guys, I sat here, I mixed 3 colors in my little pot. A turquoise, a teal, a turquoise, teal, a teal turquoise, a teal, a cobalt, and a navy. And it's pretty. Looks really good. That one will be dry. It'll be for sale. Talk about a nice pop of color on your wall. That's pretty. Wow. So I think that's what we're going to do. So look for that. That's going to be included in our newsletter this week. This one, this already has wax on it. I can feel it. So I'm trying to think, do I paint the whole thing over or do I just paint this mold with some glaze? I probably did this like a year ago, if not longer, maybe 2 years ago. I think I did this when I was in my other location, so over 2 years ago. It's literally been sitting, and look at how, this is the cutest corbel. Why is it sitting in my back room? Right? It's already pretty. I already painted it. This has to be sealed though. This needs to be painted and sealed. So, what do you think? Yes, no. Got any ideas? I could just throw some glaze on it and see what happens. Then it would be brown though. I don't really want it to be painted like a flower. How? Let's think about that. This is heavy. This I could like hit somebody with and like heavy. Like this weighs like 3 pounds. Like I could get a curl out of it. This is metal. Then I put this on. This is like the base of a candle thing that broke off. So now it would be a really good, just a little tiny support for something. I mean, we could do a patina. We could do anything. And like I said, this is another one that's been sitting back there for how long? God only knows. Let's do more of a neutral on this one. Let's start out with a gray base. And you can never go wrong with grays. And build up on it. What do you think? So I grab Hurricane Gray, which is Dixie Belle. Beautiful gray, right? That would look good on that. And let's just paint. We're gonna get on in. So I did this mold, like I said, at least 2 years ago. So this was done with paper clay, Creative Brand paper clay, and some glue, and I put it on and let it dry, and it's literally been sitting in my back shelf for that long, waiting for me to have time to do it. So Desi, you're not selling your eggs, just family and friends. Good for you. So basically, yeah, this is the clay that I used to do this mold. We sell this. It's called Creative Brand Paper Clay. You pretty much just take it, you put it in the mold, you unmold it, you glue it down to your piece, and you let it dry. You don't wait for 2 years to paint it, but I mean, if you do, you can tell it's really dry. There's no moisture left in the clay. And it works just fine. So it still does work after 2 years. Yeah, I know I did this in the other store. I know I have not touched this in over 2 years since we moved to this location. It's funny how you set stuff aside. You're like, didn't I just do that? You're like, no, silly, you did it like forever ago. Another thing is, so on the top of this, there was like glue stuck here from whatever was on here. There was probably another piece. I just took my heat gun, warmed up the glue that was on here, the putty knife, and it came right off. So now I can paint over it, because before it was all bumpy and you couldn't tell that it wasn't a flat surface. Now I can just paint right over that and it's good to go. The only bad thing about doing this mold, this kind of mold, this border mold, is that there are so many spots the white shows through. Like you have to move it at every single angle to see every little spot, because I really do want to cover all of the white when I am doing this. So question to you guys. You pull with me changing my hours, and just know that if you need something and I am down here, I will always let you in, but I am changing hours for the rest of summer. We'll see what happens in the winter. Next week, starting Tuesday, 10 to 4, Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 3 on Saturday. We're going to call it summer hours and see what happens, you know. I'm not open after 5 anyhow, so I know people are like, well, if people get off work, well, just call me. I'm very flexible. And the live sales, would you guys be into that? It's going to be great. I'm going to do giveaways and stuff, because I really need some interaction with you guys in order to get my numbers up so people see my post. Facebook does not show anybody my post anymore. So if you don't ever comment, like you're all watching this live right now, if you don't comment, you probably won't see it next time, because that's how Facebook works now. They've taken away all of our business power. I'm just going to kind of stipple this a little bit to give me a little bit of a textury look, even though I don't have a texture medium on here, because this is a metal base. So, and that's going to help me cover all those little tiny white spots. That's cute. This is okay, Des, see you next time. But yeah, you won't get notified on any of the platforms if you don't say something. It's just how it is. I'm going to try, there's a way now to send out like a message that I've been getting from groups, and we're not a group, so maybe I don't know if it works on pages, because I have a page on a group that says, hey, I'm going to be live. There used to be a way, then they took it away. So we'll see. I may just do an event so that it pops up and people can like it, and then maybe you can add it. Of course, it'll be on every email that we send out. You know, we send out like 3,000 emails a week. If you'd like to join the email list, all you gotta do is go to my website, tonatransformations.com. It's the first thing that pops up. And believe me, it's just me that sends the email. It's not like you're getting a bunch of crap and spam. It's just me. I don't have time to send you any other junk and stuff what's going on down here. So we have a class coming up next weekend. Lots of spaces left in it. I usually don't do summer classes, and then I got talked into scheduling one, and then nobody signs up for it. So it is the butterfly journal. We're going to paint journals. They're really pretty. And $58, you get to do the whole journal. It'll be lots of fun. There's plenty of spaces. This is one that you could bring like a teenager with you. If you've got your grandkids out of school and they're age appropriate and can sit for a couple hours, you could do it with them. Of course, they all have to be signed up individually. But that would be a great one, you know? Why not? Do some time with them and a craft if you've got that kind of a kid, you know? Or treat yourselves, you know? Treat yourselves to some fun. Starts at 11 a.m. It'll be here at the store. And then the following weekend, everybody asked me to do another one. The vintage window. Remember about a month ago we did the vintage window, all the pictures on Facebook, everybody was oohing and ahhing on how pretty they were. Well, I found some windows on my trip to Portland and I have them and I put the class up and guess what? Hardly anybody signed up for it. So I usually don't have classes after the 1st of June because of this, because I know graduation, school, vacation, summer, but we'll see. So there's plenty of spaces because when they are in the wintertime, they are full. So now's the time to sign up if you've been thinking about it. Do it. I'm gonna throw some sawmill gravy into the mix here. Sawmill gravy is kind of a off-white, greasy color, and has a gray undertone. Along with sawmill gravy, we're going to add some magnolia. I don't think my comments on YouTube are working. If anybody is on YouTube, I haven't seen one person's comment on YouTube. Ronnie is usually on YouTube. So Ronnie, if you're on here, I haven't seen one comment from you. Sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes that's what happens. So I'm going to take and just go in and out of the sawmill gravy, and I put magnolia in here too. I'm going to kind of wipe off my brush, and I'm just going to go through and kind of just tap these. I think dry brush, I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit dry brush. I never know like what I want to do when I start doing this. And then I get it on that. So I'm just going to kind of dry brush the whole thing to give it that stone look, right? Love the stone look. Who doesn't love the stone look? Lightly going over what we just did. Chalk paint is porous, so when we kind of dry brush over the top of it, it starts to give us the look of texture. See that? Automatically. And like plaster. Super easy, dries really quick because you don't have that much brush or paint on your brush. So that fast, just dry brushed over the top. I'm going to go in with the magnolia, which is a whiter color, lighter and whiter than the sawmill gravy, which is going to highlight it a little bit more. Right over what I just did, I'm going to dip my brush. I'm going to pat it off. I just have these throwaway tablecloths that absorb the paint. And just kind of keep going, highlighting it. Just like this. Kind of, which is called a dry brush because the brush is relatively dry with just a little amount of paint. Brush over what we just did, kind of in the middle. What this does is this adds creative layers. So it's not just flat because you can use different colors of white. And every time you add another color of white, it adds another dimension, right? So now we've got a really cool base that we can do. Now we can add some glaze or something to go in between here, like a dark black glaze or actually even a black wax to get into all these holes. But we want to wait till later because we've wiped the paint on. You following me? Yeah, I haven't seen any comments out of place besides Facebook. So I'm sorry if you guys are commenting. I wish that you would. If you are, I apologize because I don't see the ones off Instagram because it says I'm live on Facebook. Oh, and YouTube only. I don't know why my YouTube comments aren't showing up. Ronnie, flip on over to Facebook. If you're on YouTube right now, flip to Facebook and let me know. Ronnie is on my live every week, so when she's not here, I'm like, where's she at? She's probably doing something today. We're going to paint this one too. So sorry if I'm not recognizing you because of the fact that Facebook is not showing me. I mean, YouTube's not showing me anybody. So I'm just going to go in with the gray, which is hurricane gray, and really paint these flowers. Okay. Get them on there, and it's going to go on the spinel or this corbel, whatever it's called.
purple where I've already painted it. I'm gonna just let it be. It's okay. I'll just paint over it. Hurricane gray. I'm just gonna kind of dry brush this gray over everything, which is fine. It'll dumb down the blue a little bit. And we can add it back in a minute to tie it all in. Like I said, this is another one. I've seriously probably had this sitting on my back shelf for 2 or 3 years now. I have a lot of stuff on my back shelf. If I would just take like 2 projects a day and do them, Sherry Ann would be happy because she wouldn't have to rearrange my shelf. She's my organizer. She's always organizing for me. I need to have her come to my house. Do my closets. I started working on the spare room because we had a bunch of company coming. My husband, I'm having a big birthday party for him where I'm having like 60 guests. So I started like working on cleaning out the spare room so that oh good, thanks Sheila. On Facebook. I'm wondering if anybody's on YouTube because that's the one I can't see if anybody's on here. And I do have a person that's always on YouTube and I don't see her. But anyhow, I can check. Let me check up the phone. See if I'm live on. But yeah, so I started cleaning out my spare room. My daughter, she's so funny. She helps me, right? She's like, Mom, why do you have this? I don't know. I guess I'm a hoarder. I guess I keep crap because what if I need it, right? Is anybody else like that? Like, okay, what if I need that craft paper to do something with, right? Is it just me? Like, seriously? Or am I, yeah, what is my life? Nope, 6 days. So my live video may not be up on YouTube. I am sorry. It's not. I don't know what's going on with my streaming platform. So I started, I said, we're going to have a yard sale. And I told my husband, he's been wanting to have a yard sale for like 2 years. I said, have one. He's like, I can't do it by myself. I'll just get mad at people. You want me to help you get mad at people? It's like, people are just weird at yard sales. I said, they are. Well, then just donate it. He's like, no, they don't want my nuts and bolts. He has all this tools and crap, right, that he needs to get rid of. So I promised him that we would do it like after his party sometime in July. We'll just do it on Fridays, Saturday morning. So then I'm like, okay, why am I keeping this bedspread that I bought like 10 years ago? It has the pillows, the sham, it has everything, but I'm never going to use it again. Well, just in case. And she's like, Mother, throw that crap away. And I'm like, okay. So she's really good at purging. Like, she helps me so much purge. Do you need this? She always says, does it bring me joy? I'm like, stop trying to analyze me. There's that lady online that does that, right? If it doesn't bring you joy, then you should get rid of it. What's her name? Maria. Maria, there you go. Yep, it doesn't bring you joy.
It sparks joy.
I said, it sparks joy because I have it. She goes, did you remember you had it? I said, no. So I just go out and buy something new anyhow, right? She's like, yeah, so why are you keeping it? I'm like, I don't know. Because I come from a time that I like to keep stuff. Yeah, it doesn't spark joy anymore. So then I got into a mode, right? But then my dad called me. He's like, I was going to go over to his house. And so then I stopped. So now I'm not in the mode anymore. You have to get in the mode and do it right then and there, right? Because once you get out of it, do you want to do it again? Hell no. Ain't nobody want to go up there and clean all that stuff and put it in trash bags. And then what do you do with it? Store it for another freaking 6 weeks where you have a yard sale. We're going to put it out in the garage. It's a vicious circle, right? But you don't want to throw it away. So it may just all end up at the thrift store. I have king-size freaking bedspreads that are beautiful. I'll never use them again. Like, it's not my style anymore, right? You grow out of a style, you change. I'm like, why did I ever have that? We all do that. At least I do. It's just not my jam anymore. She's like, how do you have that? I said, well, I don't know. Why not? She's like, Mother, She is. She's always getting on me. So you were on YouTube, so it's on there. It's live. Okay. Good. Gary Ann just tested it, so it is live. Ronnie must be busy today. She's always the
now we
first
know what's
one.
for dinner.
Right? Yeah. She always tells me what's for dinner. What is for dinner? Who lives, I don't know, she lives in Massachusetts. So she always is way ahead of me, right? So I always ask her what was for dinner. I don't know what's for dinner. I'm not really hungry. I'm gonna put a little bit of that teal. Oh, we don't have some already. Back. And this other one over here. Let's use that same color in front of the flower. And then I did like the color of this purple to start with, but now I messed it all up. What the heck? What the heck? So I am just using those colors we just used on that thing. Maybe I'll stage them in the same spot. The cobalt, the teal. That's the great thing about this stuff, right? I don't care if I painted it 20 years ago. Paint it again. If you don't like something you have in your house, paint it again. Unless it's just totally out of style. You can a lot of times just upcycle it and make it pretty again. This purples are very expensive in the store. Have you tried to buy them? This is not an old one. This is a resin one. But they're not cheap. So why not do one and give yourself some color? Because a lot of people are afraid of color, but if you want to pop of color in your house, this is the great way to do it with small things instead of like your couch, right? This is the safe way to add those pops. Actually, it's pretty nice. It's getting there. Let's put a little bit more of that on the very top. Dark blue. I'm just using the remnants of the paint that we had. Like I said, it always can be fixed if you don't like it. Let's add some of these whites. Yeah, it's a good time to like purge and get rid of stuff when you're in the mode. Yeah, if I hadn't got that call from my dad that day, I would have been freaking, the whole thing would have been done. But our oldest son is coming to hang out with us for my husband's birthday, and he's going to be staying in that room, so I need to put contact so it doesn't look like a hoarder. Do you have a room like that in your house? So yes, all my kids are grown up and moved out, right? The babies, when I say babies, I mean my grandkids. They each have their own bed in each of our spare rooms. We have 2 spare rooms. So a 3-bedroom house, there's 2 of them. So kids, the babies don't care. But when you have company, like you have to get rid of you need to move your shit, right? You need to clean your crap out. Yeah, Mama need to clean her crap out. So I need to do it again. Now I'm thinking I might put some gilding wax on these flowers to make them even prettier. I am just adding the lighter color, and the more I just keep doing a little bit of paint on it, the more that it gets stone-like, right? The more it gives me that effect of plaster, old. Have you guys tried this? I'm not covering it. I am just enhancing what is already here. And as if you're watching me with my brush, I am just basically kind of just not even, I'm hardly even looking. I don't even have to look at it and just throw it over the top. The secret is little tiny bites of paint, not dipping your brush in the whole thing. A little bite of paint and then tap it off and get it so that it is dry. Now I'm going to go in with some sawmill engraving and I'm just going to highlight everything. And tone it down again. So the idea is the dry brush. This is just a small brush. Small little R14, R12 Klingon brush. Love these little brush for this little small detail stuff. If you dip it into the paint, that is too much paint, okay? Tap it off so that you don't have that much paint. Because if you have too much paint, then you're not going to get this dry brush stone look. And by making your brush go all different ways, guess what you get? Stone. That's how you do the stone. Right? Isn't that insane? It's magic. It's really not difficult. You just not less paint and more just sporadically throwing it everywhere. How do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I just throw paint on there. I'm not kidding you. Does it look like I'm like taking my time and being very detailed? No, because I'm not. No more stone gravy. Okay. Now look. She looks like stone and old. Okay. Cool. Should we put, I don't know that it needs. Sometimes gilding wax to me makes it a little tawdy. What's the word? A little. This to me looks natural. The only thing I may add is like some dark wax in here to really get it deep. But by adding that gravel or that hurricane gray back there, deepened up that thing. It's pretty. Oh, here's what was at the top. Still blue. Yeah, it's a gray. And boom, done. Don't waste your time on all the little things. Just be done. A little more cream, like the sauna gravy. Different directions is cool. And all of a sudden, you have a new portal. Thanks for letting me like do these things that I haven't done. I appreciate that because now I can price them and put them out. Now I will let this dry and I may add some dark wax or I may just leave it alone because to be honest, it's pretty just like it is. You don't have to wax everything. The paint is self-sealing. And if it's not on a piece of furniture, you don't have to always wax it. Because on a piece of furniture, you'll want the extra protection. This thing's going to hang on a wall, right? It's going to hang on the wall, and nobody's going to ever touch it. You're just going to invest it. It's pretty. So that will be for sale. If anybody is interested, there is only one. We have our little stand. It's basically a little pedestal. You can use it as a riser. So say this was a candlestick. You wanted your candlestick to be higher. Get the idea? You put this on it, right? You needed something to rise it up. And then we did this big one. Now that I look at this, did you see that? Just a little paint goes a long ways. Lighten it up. I barely put any salmo gravy on my brush. I'm just going to hit it on the high spots. And I want you to notice one thing. How many times did I dip this paintbrush into the paint? The answer would be one time. One time I dipped this paintbrush into the paint. I still haven't dipped it again. I am still using the paint on the brush to give me a dry brush technique. And now we just totally tone this down a little bit so it's not so like in your face bright. Bada bing, bada boom. And that, my friends, is how you do it. You see the layers in there now? Right? There's layers. Layers are what we want. That's what we need. That's perfect. Okay, all three of these items will be in the store for sale tomorrow. I may even throw them up on our live sale. So, starting next week, hours are changing 10 to 4, Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 3 Saturdays. And then in July, if I can get it together in the next week or two, I will do it. But more than likely, since it's already the 12th today or whatever today is, what is today? The 12th. And then I am taking the last week of June off. We may have to wait the first week of July, I mean, until after I get back from my big thing, because I have a lot to do for that. But yeah, I'm thinking a Tuesday. How's a Tuesday work for a lifestyle? Possibly carry it over to a Wednesday if we need to do 2 nights. I don't mind. Don't mind at all. We're going to do 4 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 5 p.m. Central and 6 p.m. Eastern. If you guys have any questions, let me know, because I am here to serve you. And without your support, we won't be open. So I appreciate everything, and I appreciate you guys watching. And please share this. Share it out. Let more people find us, and that way we'll be here tomorrow. All right, you guys. Have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your Thursday. Go home, barbecue, do whatever. I got to think about what I want to do. Maybe barbecue. That kind of sounds good. Maybe some chicken. I think I'll do barbecue chicken on the grill. That's easy. Then I can sit outside and maybe take a swim. We put the cover over our pool because it was so windy here the other day. So it's also the heated blanket. I don't like the pool when it's under like 78 degrees because it's freezing. I'm a baby. But anyhow, probably go take a swim and just chill. So I hope you guys are doing the same thing, having those babies. And thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions and you're watching it on the replay, the little red button at the top no longer says live, let me know. Hey, you guys, be fabulous. My name is Debbie Tona, and I will see you.